After downloading the program, to get started, first create a project by clicking New Project. Give it a name to identify it and then click Create. DaVinci Resolve is split up into different workspaces: Media, Cut, Edit, Fusion, Color, Fairlight and Deliver. In this tutorial I will cover Edit and Delivery. I will now switch over to the Edit page. Before starting editing, you must first set your project settings. You can do this by clicking File and then Project Settings. The two settings you may need to change are timeline resolution and timeline frame rate. For a standard YouTube display, you need to use Full HD, which is 1920 by 1080, or 4K, which is 3840 by 2160. For social media sites like Instagram, you may get more engagement with square or vertical videos. Instagram squares 1080 by 1080. Vertical video 1080 by 1920. Because my footage is 60 frames per second captured in OBS, I'm going to use 60 frames per second for this project. This is a rare example. Most of the time you should set it to 24, 25 or 30 frames per second depending on your footage. Then set the playback frame rate to the same and click Save. Now you can create a timeline. Right click in the media pool, then Timelines, then create new timeline. Give it a name to help with organisation and then click Create. To add files to the edit, first find them in the File Explorer, then drag and drop them into the media pool. For this example, I have created some solid colour clips. If you click on a clip, it will be shown in the Source window. By default, DaVinci Resolve has two windows, a Source window, which shows the source media from the media pool, and a Timeline window, which shows the media on your timeline. The Source window allows you to play the clip to see if you want to add it to the timeline. If you want to add it to the timeline, click and drag it down to the timeline. To scale the timeline, change the scale slider. Video clips have video and audio parts. In DaVinci Resolve, they are separated on different tracks. Let's add another clip to demonstrate the multi-track features. By default, linked selection is turned on. This means that the video and audio tracks move together. This is useful for clips with audio because they stay in sync. These clips do not have any useful audio because I am planning to add a voiceover later. So with linked selection turned off, I will delete the audio track to keep the timeline tidy. To delete the clip, click on it and click Backspace. One of the main benefits of using a non-linear editor is having multiple video and audio tracks. So far, all the video clips are on video track 1. Let's move the green clip up to the next track. To do this, click on the clip and drag it up to the next level. Now click on the orange play line and drag it to just before the clip change. The play line is where in the timeline your timeline window displays. To play the timeline, click on the forward arrow under the timeline window or press spacebar. As you can see, when the play line crosses over the green clip, the display changes to green. This is because the clips on the higher rows always take priority. To demonstrate this, I have put the red clip on video track 3, and when the video plays, it completely hides the green clip. Now we have mastered layers, let's talk about changing clips duration. There are three main ways to change a clip's duration. First is to drag the ends of the clip shorter. When you hover the mouse over the end of the clip, it will change symbol and allow you to drag to the desired length. You can only drag out the clip to the length of the source video. Next is the most common method. By selecting the blade tool or pressing B, It allows you to cut the clips. Then by switching back to the selection mode, hotkey A, you can move, delete or copy the individual sections. To delete the clip, first select it and then press backspace. The third method is to right-click on the clip and select Change Clip Duration. This will allow you to enter a duration. This method is useful for static images and titles. Using the tools shown in the first part, I edited the video by cutting up the screen recording to remove unnecessary pauses. As I edit the video, I add subtitles to act as a script for a voiceover. To add subtitles, right-click on the left-hand panel and select Add Subtitle Track. Then right-click on the track where you would like to add a subtitle. After selecting the new subtitle clip, open the Inspector panel. This will allow you to enter text. I aim for between 14 and 18 characters per second, or CPS. To add an externally recorded voiceover or any audio track, it is the same process as with the video clips. First, find the clip and drag it into your media pool. It will appear as a waveform. As this is a long clip, you may want to only add a small piece. To do this, add an out point where you want the clip to end by pressing O, and an in point where you want the clip to start by pressing I. Then drag the clip onto the timeline. This will only add the selected section. For voiceovers, you want the levels to be about -10. This is at the top of the yellow section. If your audio is too loud or too quiet, you can change the level of the audio of the clips by clicking on the bar and dragging it up or down. Or open the Inspector tab and use the slider for clip volume. To enter an exact number, click on the box and enter it there. When you have finished your edit, move to the Deliver page. Enter a file name for your exported video and enter a location to save the file. For a delivery export, choose either QuickTime or MPEG-4 as the format and select H.264 as the codec. Make sure the resolution and frame rate are correct. I have found that best quality gives me good results. Under the advanced settings, set data levels to full and check retain sub-black and super white data. Check force sizing to highest quality and force to Bayer to highest quality. Under subtitle settings, check export subtitles. If you're exporting for YouTube, use as a separate file and WebVTT as the type. But if you're exporting for a site that does not allow a separate file like Confluence, use as embedded captions with text as the codec. Penultimately, add an in and out point on your timeline to show what section you want to export. And click Add to Render Queue. Finally, click Start Render